Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dr. Ini Adesanya show. Welcome today. And just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has actually, given feedback and everyone that actually, watched the program. And, just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody. It's been an interesting journey, and we've been on for a couple of months now, so still waxing stronger. And so just wanted to say thank you to everyone. Okay, so today, another interesting topic. And of course, I always say that at the beginning that I know this is really a topic that is really applicable and applicable to your small and medium-sized enterprise. Remember, the goal of this platform is to make sure your SM, small or medium-sized enterprise or business thrives. All right. So my topic is how to beat your competitors. How do you, I mean, not literally beat them, you know what I mean? So what do you do to make sure that you actually are on top of the game? All right. So I'm going to give you a couple of points now. I know that there's so many points. This is not, I could go on and on, but I just picked a couple. I picked about 7. So I'm just going to go through a couple of things that you should do to keep you on top of your game. Make sure that you're on top, right? You don't want your business to, not be out there, all right? So the first point, remember, how do you beat the competition? How do you get out ahead, right? Competitors, I know depending on your field, what you're doing, what your business is doing, you have to find out how do you get on top, right? First and foremost, right? Know who you're competing against, right? I can never be a coach. Let me tell you why. I can never be a coach of any game because I get so emotional. I guess so. I have myself. I'm also a soccer mom, but my kids are now, they used to play soccer, and some of them they still play. And I remember that, oh my goodness, whenever they have they have the sports, and I'm always, oh my goodness, get so emotional. So imagine me as a coach. Okay, I can't do that. I know that's not my area. That's not my strength. But you know what? Coaches study and really analyze the team that their team is going to play against. They do analysis, they run, data, or do watch, games, and watch. Oh, this they have to. If it's a basketball game, this is the best player. This is maybe encourage their defense team to always, go or defensive players. Please bear with me with all the terms this game, but I'm just trying, okay? So defensive player to actually go and really protect to prevent them there being more short, right? So that's the strategy they look at and see what is it a ball game? Strategize. You see all the boards, when you look at some coaches and all the things they're drawing and things like that. That is looking, strategy. And they look at the team. How does this team work? How do we move? How do we win this team? How do we, what happens? Who's the strongest player? What do we do? That is what your business should do. Find what's happening in your competitors business. This is not like spying. No, I'm just saying that reviews. Look at their reviews, see why they are so there, right? Know who you're going against, right? Know about them, analyze what they do. Think of it like you're, a coach, and just like I said. So the very first thing is that, you might say, oh, that's my competition. Yeah, I know, because maybe you're into, making shoes or selling shoes, and another company is doing that too. Yeah, but what is it that is different? Why is this person, why is this shoe company getting up there, and your sales, your sales are not just really up there? So get to know what's happening. I'm sure if you're selling shoes, you have many competitors that are selling too. or you're selling stuff or anything you're selling, even if services, find out what's happening, what is out there, right? What is out there? I mean, I have a sibling that I remember that there's something he said, and I found it very interesting, that after every couple of months, he looks and finds out what people in his field, what if there's any additional certification or anything that he needs to do just to be on top, be at par, or at least, or be ahead of the game. So he always looks at the 6 months, he finds out what is it. I mean, not that he's looking for a job like that. I mean, but he just wants to know. So is there any certification he needs to write or something like that to add to what he already has, right? So what are you doing to find out what is happening? What is happening in your competitors shop, or what's happening? Again, this is not spying. Most things are online. You see, oh yeah, they are good in this, they are good in that. Okay. And now when you look at what's happening there, you can say, okay, maybe I too need to adjust here. Remember, I mean, you want to be ahead of the game, right? You might say, okay, yeah, I mean, this is I'm not doing as well as I thought I should do in this area. I mean, this is unique. I mean, this is interesting, and that's something that a competitor would, what I mean, you as trying to get ahead of the game would say, okay, this is what is interesting, which I'm not doing. I might think of doing something close to that, or refining my process. Okay, I see this is what they're doing. Maybe in customer service, they're very good. There's some, I mean, I don't eat fast food all the time, but some places that their fast food customer service is so good. You want to go back. You want to go back. I mean, of course, eating healthy, right? But, you want to go back because they're very good in the way they relate with people, right? They're very good. They're very nice. So maybe that's why they're up there and you're not. What's happening? Could you look? Maybe you should look at your customer service example, right? But I hope you get what I'm trying to say. All right, that's number one. Number two, what about your customers? Talked about the competitors, right? But your customers, know your customers. What do they like? Right. I mean, I know one of my topics, one of my programs, I know I spoke about this, of how, to increase your revenue. Of course, your target market. That's first and foremost, who's your target market, but also know your customers, right? Listen to them, put surveys out there. If they give a review, change if something they say that, oh, they don't appreciate this, or they don't feel that this is a good thing. Look into it. Right? Change it if you need to change it, or make it better. Maybe there's an experience that they saw that they didn't like, right? There's something that is out there. There's something that maybe that was happening in your store, in your restaurant, or wherever, but it's yours, right? And you find out that there's something that there's something that you need to improve. Please improve it, right? And even thank them. Oh, thank you. I mean, honestly, if there's a review, thank them. Oh, thank you for pointing this out. We're going to look into this. And then you can even say that we made some changes to make sure that we serve our customers better. You see? So remember, I mean, everybody, I mean, I don't know about, I think everybody, including myself, I won't say I don't know about somebody else, but I think everybody, I would say generally, I think generally, everybody wants to be heard, and they want not only to be heard, but what they say should make an impact. All right. What they say, I mean, if I go to a restaurant, I say, oh, I don't like this, and say, oh yeah, give us the survey, give us this, and maybe I just comment, right? I mean, it'll be beautiful if somebody says, oh, thank you. You know what? We're going to make some changes. Thank you for letting us know. This is not, I mean, this is something that we're going to look into. And I mean, why go back to that restaurant? Why? Or maybe to that shop, or whatever, sell that whatever company, so as a business owner, listen to your clients, listen to your customers. All right. Give surveys, ask questions, respond to reviews, make a customer feel that this is that is, oh my goodness, this is the only customer I have. Make them feel that good, right? I guarantee you they will bring more, right? So, I mean, very important for you. Remember, we talked about knowing who you're competing against, right? But now your customers, take care of your customers. Let them, not that they complain and say, oh my goodness, yes. So, some people complain, yes, I know. Some people just complain, I know. But you know what? Even if they complain for something that, that is not supposed, they're not supposed to say things like that. But your manner makes a difference. I know that's customer service, but as a small business owner, it's part of everything, it's part of the mix, right? You just have to know how to deal with customers, right? And sometimes, customers also might have a bad day, even service customers that come for your services, or even, they just might have a bad day and then something happened. But you know what? Your approach, the way you relate with that person makes a difference. All right. So that's the second point. The third point is that please make your staff happy. You don't want your staff to leave you and go to the competitor. You don't want to do that. You don't want them to go to the person the person that you feel that you're doing better because of, when I say you're doing better, you're in the same business, your same product sale or services, but you believe that you're doing a great job because of your staff. Make your staff happy. There's a program I actually spoke about how to retain your staff. I spoke about how staff turnover is very expensive. If you haven't listened or you haven't watched, because we changed from a podcast to a full show. If you haven't watched the show, please and watch it and see how you can retain your staff, because staff turnover is very expensive, right? Staff turnover is very expensive. Why is it expensive? Number one, you're going to start looking for people to replace that staff. Recruiting is expensive. Not only, when you look at, but you're doing it by yourself, but that's that time you're spending not doing what you're supposed to do, but looking for staff everywhere. That is downtime. That's a cost, right? That is a cost. All right. That's number one. Apart from the downtime, what about training? You're bringing in new staff. No matter how good that staff is, you have to, or that new employee is, you have to make sure that you train that person, right? You train the staff, all right? At least to get to know what you guys are or what your company is doing, all right? So you don't want the cost of turnover, staff turnover is very expensive. Just know that. Then you have to do the background check, because you're not employing anybody, even if the person is remote, you're not employing anybody, right, without a background check, right? Very important, because remote, yes. How about if the person has to come to the office? Things happen, the person has to, something happens, you guys have to you have something that they have to come to the office, just like that. So don't think that, because my staff is remote, no background check. Please don't do that. Please make sure you do that. And most times, depending on your industry, the person might come across, personal information, credit card, private information, personal information. You don't want to, have someone that works with you that has that kind of, that hasn't gone through a background check. All right. So keep your staff happy. You don't want your staff to come in and leave. All right. Staff turnover, no, that's not. As much as possible, reduce it to a barest minimum. So keep your staff happy. So many things that you can do to keep your staff happy, right? Some people are just about work. But sometimes staff have issues. Sometimes they come in the office and you can see clearly that they're going through something. I'm not saying that is something that is everyday show, somebody has everyday excuse. No, I'm talking about people, your staff is hardworking, but there's sometimes they go through stuff, right? There's something that happened, and you're the small business owner, you're the medium-sized enterprise or SME. It's very important for you to recognize that this staff is not always like this. There's something wrong. There's something wrong, right? There's something that is not right. It's okay for you to say, you know what, you want to take maybe a time off or something like that. It could be the person lost somebody. It's not about work. No, you have to really look into how to make your staff happy. Now, again, I really urge you to watch the program, or you have the show, where there are tips on how to retain your. The bottom line is, it's so important for you to make sure your staff, they are very happy, right? And of course, I'm not going to talk about all right, awesome. Now, the fourth point is highlight what your strengths. Now, I talked about the SWOT analysis, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I'm not going into that because there's actually a show on that. But I want to mention it here that you should not only, of course, there's the weakness, there's the opportunity and the threats, but let's look at your strengths. What can make you stand out? What is different? What is different about your product? What makes your product, out of the ordinary? What makes it different? All right. We're looking at why you should be, on top of your competitors. You should be on top of the game. So what is special about your product, right? Is it that it has maybe if you're into, you're a very good, maybe you're into food. Is it that unique taste? What about product? Is it to oils and creams? Is it a unique smell? What is it that you have that is very unique? Is it the way if you're a service company, maybe you have a cleaning company. Is it the way your cleaners actually provide the services, what they leave after the services? They clean up. What do they do? Maybe they have something special they do. Maybe they leave something, or anything. What is it that is unique about your product, your service? You don't have anything that's unique, please start looking into what is your strength. Why do people travel how many miles to go to the same hairdresser? A hairdresser moves, oh no, I don't care. Wherever she goes, I'm going. A barber moves, he has a way of cutting my hair. That's fine. It's in a couple of weeks. I don't cut my hair every week, so I will drive. I'll drive. Why? So that's it. The example. There are more. We could go on and on and on. But what makes you different? What makes your product different? Right? If you don't have that, make sure you identify the strength of your product, of your service. Right? What is that strength? I know that a lot of you listening, you actually have strengths. Your product there's something about that service. There's something about that product, right? There's something that people keep coming back, right? So, anyway, we're going to the next point, which is very soon about, a couple of, so I'm not going to mix it up, but just if you don't have a strength for your product, look into getting something that is unique, or I'm sure you already have it, but I will say, look into projecting your strength. What is unique? Or just look into, what is your strength generally? So just noted that there. Okay. So that's number 4. Number 5 is ditch ambiguity. Ambiguity, things that are not clear, ditch it. Because if I go to, for example, a website and I'm trying to navigate online sales, I say, oh my goodness, this is going to school, and I'm trying to buy a product, and it's like, oh my goodness, I have to go and read instructions, read this. Please ditch that. Everybody wants an easy flowing website. Everybody wants an easy, straightforward message, right? Messaging. Ditch ambiguity, even your messaging. What do you stand for? What does your company stand for? Is it when we hear about you, we don't even know, yeah, you're selling a product, but I mean, what is it? What is the messaging around that product? All right, what is it? What is your product? I talked about strength, but this is different. The messaging around your product. Now, some people are in products that are like green products, and they might be selling a cup, but they will talk about the green product, how it's green, how they got, they're using specific products. They might even be selling glasses, frames that, oh, this is from, a green product. That's their messaging. Their messaging is climate change, and they want to let people know that that's what they want to project there. All right. So it could be anything. What is your messaging? Or some people say, you know what, we've done a lot for the maybe for some societies, and and they said that's our messaging. We give back. We give back. I know that there's a company that comes, and a car company that always talks about that, or we give back. Right. So what is your messaging? When people can people identify with your messaging, or when they come to your website, is, oh my goodness, they can't even understand they know what you're selling, but the messaging is very, ambiguous. It's not clear. You don't understand your purpose. We don't know what no, you have to be clear and concise. Right. Personally, I don't want to have a very complicated experience when I'm just trying to buy a product online. Please, I don't want to have a very complicated experience. I love buying a product, and it's very easy. You pick, tap, 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 and you're done. You're already in the cart, and it's done. No complexity. No. So that's me. And I was feel a lot of people love that too. So even your messaging, how your website, how you sell your product, easy, should be very, very, very straightforward. People should not be confused when they come to your website, when they hear about you, they don't know what you mean. Sometimes people their messaging is about five different messaging, sentences or phrases, and you don't really know where do I you don't know how do you identify with that. And so you don't want to do that for your business. Remember, trying to see how you stay ahead of the game, because you didn't get into business to just be slow and not really do well. Every year you should be getting better and better and better. And of course, there are people out there that are selling products like you're selling, but you have to identify what really will make you project yourself beyond those that are competing with you, right? You have to make sure you do that. Okay, so the next step is innovation. I've spoken about innovation so many times and in all other platforms, but it always is sort of sneaks in again. And this is another time, innovation. What are you doing that is innovative, right? What are you doing? Think of it. Think of what's your product, and look at opportunities of innovation around that your product. You can even diversify. I know, for example, somebody that was into one product line and decided to, expand into another product line, right? Just to, get more customers or more clients. All right. Innovate. All right. Sometimes people will say, you know what, I don't want to go with this supplier. I want to see if I can make my raw materials in-house. Innovation. Right. And of course, it will be cheaper. It depends on the volume. I wouldn't say it depends. In the long run, I know people that innovated and they made a product that at the end of the day, they actually sold that raw material process, right? Getting the raw materials, they actually sold that process to others. So they actually made money on that innovation while they're also still making that product. Remember, the raw materials, then their products. So there's some items that they were able to sell. Right? The business started growing because of innovation. So honestly, please sit back and think of it. Think of what is it that you can do that is very innovative related to your business. People have different ideas. And the good thing is that if it's something related to technology, I'm not going to go into the long speech or lecture on R&D when it comes to tax credits and everything, but know that they exist. Tax credits exist, right? I mean, when it comes to promoting innovation, technology, and other kinds of innovative ideas, right? There are credits, there are benefits out there, all right? But I'm not going to, again, it depends on what you're doing. And that's why I said this is really a platform for educative, information, because I have to know. If I can't really advise you like one-on-one right now, unless I really go into what you're actually doing. But just know that this generally exists. All right. It generally exists, that these tax credits exist. And it's good to take advantage of that, right? So again, be very innovative. Times are changing. I mean, I look at it from pre-COVID. Pre-COVID is so different from post-COVID, right? I mean, I know that we might be hearing that COVID is still somehow here and there, but recently I think the WHO really I think removed it as something like an emergency status or something like that. I'm not really sure of the details, but I know that right now that is not as high up there as it was, before. So, but I'm just saying that things changed. Innovation, I mean, things change. So I really want us to really sit back and see ways that we can make our businesses, innovate within our businesses. Okay, so that's number 6. The innovation or being innovative is the next step. Well, again, this list is not exhaustive. You could have 20, 50, so many, but this is based on what my experience, right? Generally, and then also my background, my educative background. So just to add that and make sure it comes alive, all right? For everyone to at least have a feel, have some kind of information. Now, the last point, and I've spoken about this. I had a program, a whole show on this, and that is what marketing. Now, you have to make yourself what visible, right? People have to see. You can't be so good. You can't be so, have all those products and nobody knows about you. Yeah. Nobody knows what you sell. Nobody knows about you, right? You cannot do that. I mean, how does that work? So you have to make sure that people know about what you do. And now I know that some of you might say, oh, but marketing is expensive. Well, I want you to go and watch my show on marketing, on organic marketing. I'll start with organic marketing because there are so many ways you can market. So many ways you can get people to know what you're doing. Organic marketing is a way that you can actually go out there and meet people. You can partner with people. There are so many ways, but you have to make sure that you're visible. People must know you. You should be on social media. You have to be on the social media platforms. All right. So you can't say have all these ideas and you have these products and you are not marketing the product well. Right. And marketing, I mean, we could and again, there's a show on what I'm summarizing here. We could go on and on when it comes to marketing, but just know that there's organic marketing, which is much cheaper than getting a marketing consultant. But there'll be a time that you also need a marketing consultant. There's some marketing consultant that will actually give you the platform and tell you what to do. You pay them for the services, then you actually have to do that. Right? Some of them will do everything, but it depends on what you want. That's why there's outsourcing, right? There's outsourcing. You can actually get this, outsource so that you don't have to pay so much. I know SMEs, I know you guys, as an SME, you have limited resources. So you want to maximize all the resources you have. Or so just not to spend everything. So outsourcing, as I had mentioned this before, one of my shows, outsourcing is the best way to go if you're just really starting out, but you need to do something. You need to, you need to show you need to be visible. You need to be very visible. So people will see you and know that, oh, you exist. Because you can have strengths, you can have what your website, there's no ambiguity. You can know your target market. You can know what your competition, your competitors do. You can know all those innovative. But if nobody knows about you, oh my goodness, then how do you get out there? How can you get on top of the game? Remember, you want to thrive. So you have to be visible. People must know about you, right? Again, stressing that there is what? There is outsourcing. You can actually even get someone to give you a marketing plan. You execute that plan if you can't afford to have someone working with you. I mean, right? But if you can't do it very well, it's something that is good to invest. And I know a lot of time when you outsource, some usually marketers will actually work with you and tell you, okay, you know what, I can do this, I can do this, I can do that. All right. So it's very important. So again, recapping, right? The 7 points: know your customers, right? Know your competitors first. Then know your customers, of course. Then keep your staff happy, right? Highlight your strengths, okay? Then also ditch ambiguity. Then be innovative and also be visible. People have to know you, all right? Let them know you, all right? Know what you do. I mean, when I say know you, I talk about know your company, all right? Know your company. All right, awesome. Okay, now, all right, so let's go to the questions. I think I have time to do a couple of questions, all right? Okay, so the first question is, I want to purchase a car. Should I purchase it under my business? All right, that's a very good question because a lot of times people want to do this that you're asking. And before I answer, I have to ask you, I mean, I know we're not talking, one-on-one, but I would like to, ask yourself, okay, ask yourself, what is this really going to be a business vehicle? Or you're just, you don't really move around with your vehicle, but just here and there for business. But 90% of it is going to be for personal. So if your answer is yes, then you are not supposed to purchase that car under your business. If it's really a personal car and you use the business 10% of the time, you're not supposed to purchase the business because you're using it 10% of the time for business. So it has to be really a business. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a business vehicle, and here and there you have to go and do personal. There's not personal business. That's personal. Yeah, no, well, you have to do something related to or something that is personal. Okay, you have to do something that's really is personal. That's fine here and there, but it's not that you bought the car for your business. You're not using it for your business. 10% of the time is for your business. 90% of the time is not for your business. So that's why when I come on this platform, I say, right, it's a general information. But if you're really using your car for your business, please go ahead. Go ahead and use your vehicle for your business. And buy your vehicle under your business. Of course, there are a lot of tax savings for that. But I always tell people that, find out that, anyway, you don't even have to find it because you know if you're using the vehicle for your business or you're not. All right. So, and when I say for your business, I mean considerable amount of time. All right. So you have to make sure you can, defend anything like that. All right. Okay. The next question is, my business is making good money, but I have too many business expenses. What do I do? So I would assume here is that your business is not making good profit. So it's making good money, but not good profit. Okay. So, I will have to state here that I don't know all the intricacies when it comes to this. What you're actually doing as a business owner, but if your business is making good money, I would say that for your expenses, are you actually looking into your expenses? Now, sometimes some expenses are not, are not required to run the business. They're not required. Some expenses are not required. So I would like you to dig into your expenses and say, okay, do you really need to spend this amount of money on this product? Is it necessary for you to spend, right? Or maybe you're spending more than you're supposed to spend. I mean, I always tell people it's good to work with an accountant. If you can't afford an accountant, use an outsource. You outsource, like people say, okay, look over my books here and there, So the issue here is, have you really dug into your expenses? Because if you make good money and you continue having a lot of expenses, you're going to make losses, and at the end of the day, your business is going to go under, right? So you have to, first of all, first of all, kudos that you're making good money, but you need to know what is in these expenses. Could it be that maybe you're into maybe printing? Let me give an example of someone that could be into have a lot of expenses. Now, if your machine is really old, right, it will take up a lot of energy. It could take, the productivity would actually also be not as much as not be doing as well. The machine likely will not do as well as if a new machinery or a new printer, a new whatever what you're using. And so I would say that it's good to do a cost benefit analysis. How much for that. I'm giving that example as let me use a printing company as an example. How much does a new printer cost? Or maybe it might not even be a printer, it might be a machinery. How much does it cost to replace that? How efficient will it be by buying a new one? Is it worth the cost? So you might spend something upfront, but at the end of the day, you're not spending so much, right? When it comes to expenses, right? So you need to do a thorough analysis of your expenses, because you're not doing badly if you're making money. If you're making money, you're not doing badly. That's awesome. But if you're making a lot of expense, or if you're spending a lot of money, right, that's an issue, right? So please make sure that you analyze it, and to see if the expenses are relevant, or if they are really needed, or even if they are needed, what is the cost of those? Or what is if it's needed, how much are you really spending? When you're, maybe, for example, maybe there's an internet bill you have, and it's really looking so high, right? It's good to shop around. If there's raw materials that you're using, maybe you're producing a product, there's raw material, shop around. People will see that if you buy that from them all the time, it's likely they'll give you a discount. So you need to really go into the expenses and really see how or what is really happening. Not only looking at the revenue. Revenue is good, but you need to know what is happening in the area of those expenses. All right. Okay. The next one is that, do I need to include cybersecurity in my business insurance plan? Okay, I'm sure all of you can answer this. Anyone that's listening here. The question is, do I need to include cybersecurity in my business insurance plan? What do you, okay, I'll answer, because I know nobody can speak back to me, right? Yes, and yes, and yes. There's so much hacking, so many things happening right now. And yes. And a lot of people don't know that business insurance actually includes that cybersecurity, but you have to ask. It doesn't include, it's not automatic, but you have to ask, because there's a lot of hacking. If you don't have a good IT system in place, even if you have a good IT system in place, it's good to have a cybersecurity your business insurance plan. Is very good because I mean, even if you notice that even many of these large companies, I'm sure you guys have seen that, or everyone here, or most people have seen the two-step verification now is almost everywhere. So everybody is really trying to get up there, right? I remember that even my email, I know I got a notice from I think is one of these emails, right? And they said, oh, somebody's logging in somewhere that, and it was somewhere across the world somewhere, right? But once I said no, they blocked that person. So I just want to see that there's a lot of hacking going on. So as a business owner, you have to protect information that is given to you, either credit card, all privacy, all kinds of stuff. Now that we have that, it's very important for you to have that because, of course, insurance is, as you never know, right? Insurance, that's why you have insurance. Although we business owners, we have to do a due diligence to know or do the right thing. All right. So yes. If you don't, and generally, if any of you listening here, you don't have cybersecurity insurance as part of your business insurance, please, it's important for you to add that. All right. Okay. So yeah, we have time for one more question. I feel my business has reached a plateau. Okay. For the last few years, I have made practically the same revenue. What am I doing wrong? Okay. Okay. I'm going to say this generally because I would have had to analyze everything to look at what is happening. But first of all, if you say your business is at the same level, it means that from what you're telling me, is like you might not have new customers or new clients. They're just coming. The same people are coming. What are you doing with marketing? I mentioned visible, right? Okay, maybe you're sort of visible because if it's the same thing, it's the same people that have been coming over and over, which is good thing. It's good to have customers, right? New people are coming in the area. If you're a localized business, new people are coming in the area. Do they know you exist? Right? If, for example, daycares, it's very important for a daycare to always daycare or after school program, among other businesses, to continuously send flyers out there, right? Because people move into the neighborhood. Okay, people move into the neighborhood. All right. So it's very important that that is done. And marketing is one thing. Number two, it could be that okay, apart from marketing, which brings out the visibility. Now maybe if it's the same level of revenue, it could be that you are not. Of course, I talked about marketing. It could be that, let me practice. Yeah, it could be that maybe if it's the same level of revenue, I mean, I'm not sure if you're looking at the expense part of it, but if it's just the same level of revenue, I would just say it's marketing. I would really put it to marketing. That's major. I mean, there could be, unless I analyze everything, but majorly is people have to get to know you. So I would say up your marketing campaign, get out there. I mean, it could be organic marketing, whatever, but just let people know that you exist. All right. Let not only those that have known you over the years, let new people know that you exist. All right. What about your social media campaign? We could go on and on about marketing, but remember, for marketing, there's a show on that. So you can actually look into that. All right, I think that's all we have for today. I hope you guys got something. All of you learned something today. It's very important for you to stay on top of the game. Remember, the goal of this platform is to make sure your small business, medium-sized business, SMEs thrive, okay? And of course, you have to be intentional if you want that to happen. All right, so see you next time. And of course, if you want more information, please go to the website, drniadesunya.com. All right, bye for now.